A warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for joining us for the meditation today. Whether you are here for the live version or tuning into one of the recorded versions later on, I am grateful for your energy in this space. For those I have not met before, my name is Denise Cunningham from celebrationsoflight.com, and I offer many metaphysical services on my website if you want to take a look there. One of the complimentary services that I offer every Sunday morning at 11:11 a.m. Pacific time is a guided meditation. And usually the meditations are ones that I have created. Every once in a while, I will either borrow someone else's or morph someone else's. And when I do that, I let you know that. And today is one of those cases. It's one that I read that I thought was absolutely beautiful. And when someone else says something in words that touch my heart, I don't feel like I need to recreate the wheel. Excuse me. So this particular one, I have shared channelings from this lady before. Her name is Pamela Cribe, and she gives permission for these to be shared and redistributed as long as the URL www.jeshua.net is included as the resource and that it's distributed freely, which this is. So this particular one is on being a light worker. And I think all of us who are here, we are light workers in one shape, form, or another, whether that's through music or whether it's through writing or whether it's through just being the light that you are and sharing that in the world. You are a light worker. So I'm going to get going with this because it's a little bit longer, I think, than our usual 15 minutes. So I invite you, if you feel comfortable doing so, to close your eyes and to really get comfortable wherever you are, whether you're sitting or lying down, just really allowing your body to sink in to wherever you are and allowing any tensions you may be carrying to drain away. And bringing your attention to your breath, coming into and leaving your body of its own beautiful rhythm, your body breathing itself. And let's begin with Pamela's words. Dear friends, I am Jeshua. I greet you all from my heart. It gives me deep joy to connect with each of you in the here and now. Feel how space and time fall away, how we meet each other soul to soul in a dimension beyond the material, beyond the definitions of space and time. We meet on the inner level, and I invite you to be here with me. You are infinitely precious, each and every one of you. The way you are here and now with the particular qualities you have, the body in which you dwell, the personality that belongs to you. But within that you-ness is contained something else, something which transcends all that. It is your soul. Feel your soul, which is also participating in other realities, whose consciousness extends far beyond the earthly, yet still wants to be here on earth through you. Feel your soul for a moment as a field around you and become aware of that field. Between the earthly and the heavenly are all kinds of layers, levels of materiality, some very rarefied and ethereal, and others very visible and tangible. Feel your body from within. Your body is built from material elements of the earth, So feel how solid and tangible it is. Feel its immediate physical presence. It is important to experience your body as a haven, as something in which your soul can live and in which you are safe. Receive your body joyfully and without judging it in terms of health or illness, beauty or self-image. Receive it purely as the haven through which your soul's energy flows and is grounded. See your body as part of your soul and not simply as a thing separate from you, but as illuminated and quickened by your soul. When you experience your body consciously, you feel lighter and you seem to become more fluid. You are not only your body, but it is a part of you. By accepting from a stance of gentleness and admiration what your body brings about, and by appreciating everything your body does for you by way of sensations and energies, you raise your body from simply the material to a more ethereal level. And the body becomes happy because of that. Matter wants to be illuminated by consciousness, by love. Imagine that you become aware of all the cells of your body and you greet them with warmth. Then become aware of who is doing this, who it is that regards the body and receives it with warmth and appreciation. Feel that consciousness. It is your soul. Become aware that your soul is much greater than your body. Do you see a color or sense an energy when you do this? Direct your attention from your body, although still hold it in an embrace of love, and become your soul. Sense those other dimensions that you are, those that vibrate on a different level existence than the physical. Maybe you can see yourself appear as a sphere of light or as an angel. Allow a form to appear that suits you, one that represents your soul, that great field rich in experiences from many lives, the wisdom you carry within you, the depth of your feeling. Call that up and let your soul figure appear before you and enjoy it. Remember who you are, the grandeur of that. Recognize that figure and allow it energetically into the here and now. And let that energy flow through to your heart. The heart is energetically the gateway between the soul and the body. And if you allow your soul energy to enter your aura or energy field, notice that you become more expanded and take up more space. Let that happen. But do not be concerned, for you are not limiting anyone else by your doing that. On the contrary, when your energy field, your body and being is filled with light of your soul, you become a delight and inspiration to others. It is not a competitive energy, but rather one that desires to inspire and awaken, an energy that takes pleasure if others do that too. When your soul unites with your body and that very subtle ethereal level connects with the earthly, sense how that connection can translate into practical ways. Know that it is very important in daily life to keep in touch with this reality, this vibration, this higher part of yourself, and to allow that energy to literally come down and merge with your body and the physical earthly level. The next step is to allow that inspiration, that connection with your higher self, to flow into your actions and out into the world in practical ways. For many of you, when you attempt to do that, the following happens. Parts of you want to connect with your soul, those parts that are highly developed and want to go along with the vibration of the celestial spheres, but other parts of you become frightened when it comes to setting down that energy onto earth and among people. You see in the world around you that there is seldom much acceptance for that stunning and unique soul energy. Look at the fields of work, education, and medicine on earth, and you will see that the concepts which still reign here are concerned with plant structures and theories based on the mental and the rational. Often, the only thing that comes into consideration is the material level, a bleak and barren idea of what it is to be human. Everything is about how dangerous life is, about survival, struggle, and dividing resources such as money, power, and abundance. Diseases are considered dangerous and therefore need to be restrained, and even life itself is a flow that must be tamed. So at that level, there is struggle. Strong emotions and feelings, deep inspirations and visions are often dismissed as strange or weird or hysterical. In your society, from the bottom up, there is a huge need for inspiration from unique individuals who live from an inner fire and can no longer adapt to the existing order because that order no longer fits their needs. More and more individuals feel suffocated, literally, by the existing framework. They can no longer stand it. You see that especially in the generations of children who are now appearing on Earth. They can no longer tolerate that kind of suffocating existence, even on the physical level. They cannot be forced into a straitjacket, which the older generations were able to do. In this way, change occurs on Earth, where it becomes ever more necessary to integrate the soul's energy into life. It is no longer a luxury to deepen that energy through meditation and leading a spiritual life. No, it is the mission and the vocation of every human being to connect with their soul and to start living from inner truth, because the alternative is no longer viable. On an individual level, people become burned out or frustrated, discontent or depressed, and on a general societal level, the result is profound problems in dealing with nature and with the resources of Mother Earth. On all fronts, it is now clear that it is necessary to start living differently from a source that cannot be defined by the purely material. Matter and the material have an important value. It is the form in which the soul wants to express itself. But if life becomes fixated only on the forms, the external, then the forms become impoverished and life is a struggle in which no one will experience sense or meaning. That is why welcoming the soul into your life cannot be an extraordinary act, but has to become an ordinary act, an everyday, normal part of education and life. Then the soul becomes the source of endless creativity and abundance that more and more people at all levels now crave. You become a light worker when you feel the urge to act and live from your soul, your heart, and from what really inspires you. You become a light worker when you live from what lifts you above the banality of having to struggle and survive instead of by fear and by having to pretend to be someone you are not. You can call it being a light worker or any other name you prefer, but what matters is that as a human being, you feel called so strongly to respond to the voice of your soul that you can no longer not do it. You know you can no longer adapt to the old way of being. That means you transition to a heart-based consciousness, that you take a decisive step forward to where you cannot turn back. This being propelled by a heart-born consciousness is accompanied by peaks and valleys in your life because there are times when you face deep fears of letting go of the old. The old can be extremely upsetting, yet there can still be a huge fear of the new, the undefined, that which is uncertain. The inspiration, thoughts, and ideas you receive from the essence of your soul sometimes seem to get crushed under that old way of seeing and reasoning that is still prevalent in many parts of society. How do you give form to the voice of your soul and remain true to it in everyday life? By feeling the power of your soul, by literally feeling it flow through you. Feel how the earth and life on earth craves for inspiration. The moment you choose that inner path of making the connection with your soul, you are really being true to yourself, and you dare to be different in an environment where the voice of the soul is not yet heard. When you feel you have heard the voice of your soul, that does not mean you are better than other people. You simply know you are on a path that is, for you, your deepest vocation, a path from which you cannot stray. It is a path you have to keep believing in, even when you are judged and rejected by external factors or from within by voices you absorbed from your parents or your surroundings. I call on you to feel the power of your soul and see the weakness of a life based on fear and struggle and on hiding yourself. If you hide from the brilliance, the power, and the creativity of your soul, you become unhappy. But you can no longer go back to the old because you no longer fit. So you can only move forward. Remember that voice time and time again and dare to allow your light to shine. And you do that in the simplest ways, by what you say, by who you are, by what you emanate. Everything has a vibration. A body in which regular contact is made with the soul, with the origin that enlivens and animates the body, has a different vibration than a body that is plagued by fear or negative feelings. If you are comfortable with yourself, you appreciate yourself for who you are, your source, your uniqueness, this emanates toward others even though you say nothing to them. Who you are and what you transmit with your eyes and energy field will be seen anyway, wherever you are. Actually, you can never be really invisible. Your energy is there. It cannot be undone. Do you trust this energy, the energy that comes from within? It is real. Then you become spontaneous in the purest sense of the word, because you are then listening to your feelings and giving expression to them. And when you do that, you give the other person space in which to express their feelings, while you stay true to yourself. You do not accept being fitted into a mold that does not suit you. It is the deepest desire of your soul to be here and now through your earthly body, and to be expressed and visible through everything that is earthly. Your soul wants to embrace the earthly life, to make of it something pleasurable and new, and to give off sparks of consciousness on earth. This can be a source of joy, and although you also go through fears that can hinder you, always take a step forward. Dare to do it. In fact, you cannot go back. When you experience the power of your soul in your daily life, you essentially feel that you are being carried forward. The light wants to express itself and knows how if you dare to say yes to it. Thank you for your presence and for this being together that I feel deeply within my heart. Now it's time to begin to bring yourself back to the room that you're in. Tap your feet on the floor, wiggle your fingers or your toes. And if you feel comfortable doing so, you can open your eyes. Thank you again very much for being here for this meditation. I am grateful for your energy and your presence. As I mentioned at the beginning, I think I mentioned there will be recordings of this available shortly after the live version, and I will post those to my Facebook pages, my timeline, and then my pages are Celebrations of Light, Denise Cunningham - The Shift Factor, and Whispers of Hope. And I will also post this to my YouTube channel, which is Denise Cunningham - The Shift Factor. If you choose to subscribe there, you would receive email notifications each time a new meditation is available. Blessings to you on the week ahead. We will be back again together next Sunday at 11:11 a.m. Pacific time, which will be April the 25th. In the meantime, I wish you a beautiful week full of remembering and being the light worker that you are. Namaste.